Hey guys, it's me, EODCreator here, and today we're going to be talking about tier lists in games, gacha games, how do content creators actually use them as a weapon, a tool to help them grow a lot faster and mitigate a lot of the downsides that tier lists generally have. Now, I'm going to give you a lot of examples here, but just over here I can show you if you are a small creator or big creator, tier list is for everyone and you need to learn how to use them effectively to help you grow your audience effectively and strongly, quickly as well. A small 5k subs channel over here, pulling in more than double the amount of views regardless of what they create. The thumbnails also aren't super perfect as well, yet they are still pulling in a ton of views. They are an incredible tool if you're trying to first build an audience. If you're putting out a couple of videos and you find it difficult to reach out to an audience, a tier list actually helps you really effectively, and it's a very common niche that's currently going on in YouTube. The target audience, why is this the case? Is because it's massive. You can reach out to a lot of people really fast, and no one really gets alienated when you put out a tier list. The new players will have wanting to know what game it is, want to know the overall view, they want to know how you think and your thoughts of certain categories. Very effective as well. You will probably click it in if you are also an experienced player, because then I can share with you comments in the comment section how I think. There's a bit of interactivity as well with the community, with the creator. It's really good. And if you are an experienced creator, you already have an audience, they will be interested to know your thoughts as well, even though maybe they are also pretty decent players themselves, and how to rank units. So really strong as well. You target tons of people. The key problem here is tier lists are a flooded space. There are going to be hundreds of them out there when you're trying to make a tier list. For example, like which character is the best character, ranking all characters and stuff like that. There are going to be tons of them. You just do a quick search, a lot of them will appear. So you need to find something that is not a copy pasta of another tier list, but something true to you as a content creator, something that stands out. So I would ask myself, what am I known for? What is the thing that I want to find my audience? What do I want them to care about in my content? Am I entertaining? Maybe I'm an entertainer, which I'm not, by the way. Or maybe I'm more catered to analytics. I don't have the best editing skills, but I do have analytics. I can see certain things. I want to present information in an easy to absorb fashion, and then I'll focus on my strengths rather than trying to copy pasta one of the million subs YouTubers and trying to be someone that you're not, or generally just doesn't play your strengths. Perhaps you don't even have tons and tons of charisma to be entertaining on camera. You can also do it off camera, like this one here, this video, and a lot of my other videos are also done off camera, even though I do show my face from time to time on the channels. This is very important because you will create an audience that cares about you. Use the outreach to be true to yourself rather than trying to be someone you're not. It's very tiring. Now here, for all the merits of tier lists that we talked about, there is a key downside of tier lists that I want you to know. This is the king of farming dislikes. If you are looking to farm dislikes as quickly as you can, tier list is probably one of the best ways to do it, because the joke on the street is there will be no tier list better than the one that you create. Whoever the you is, whether you're a viewer, whether you're a content creator, whatever it is, nothing is going to be better than your own personal one, because everyone has differing opinions. And this is reflected very well into the likes and dislikes bars. So, but don't be disheartened with all the dislikes that you get. It's a normal thing. Experienced creators, new creators, all sorts of creators will generally get a significant more dislikes and disagreements in tier lists compared to anything else most of the time. If you stay true to your identity, however, it is a net positive effect. What do I mean by that? It's because of the outreach that you gain, which tends to be way more than your other videos. So this is like helping you reach out to other people. If you stay true to your content, you stay true to what you are known for, the people who you touch that like your content will revisit your content in future. Those people that dislike, hate you to the ends of the earth and leave like nasty comments, they will probably never watch you again anyway. So you won't get recommending them again on a future date. So at the end of the day, your subsequent videos thereafter, the ones that love your content will stay. The ones that hate your content will just disappear and will probably like not want to be recommended, and then they'll just click a button and ignore your channel for the rest of their lives, or their channels, for example. So that is the pros and why tier lists are still used, even though it gets a lot of tons of hate. A lot of people have tried to mitigate this, and I'll show you examples of how experienced content creators handle it as well. I'll give you a few examples. So how do experienced content creators use tier lists to their advantage? Now, as we mentioned, new games and genres really help with capturing market share very quickly. As everyone's new in the game, no one knows anything, everyone's a bit confused. What exactly is the best way to do things? Putting out a tier list allows you to establish market share, and tell your audience and say, hey, this is where you should go for this kind of content. I am known for this. This is the best place to go. And it's really, really very good to follow me in future for more of such content. A new game, for example, as of time of recording, will be a game like Path of Exile 2. When it was released, a lot of content creators, hundreds of them, started flooding with tier lists. Everyone was trying to capture market share here and there. Who is the best content creator, best builds, best characters, best whatnot. And everyone trying to fight for a certain space. And you will notice this with every new launch of a game. Every content creator is just doing these similar methods because it's so effective at gaining an audience. And that's why all these big guys do it as well, Hopefully it sheds a bit of insights to the strategies that content creators take too. So that's the first way how experienced content creators use it to the advantage. Tier list, because of the nature of the product, is a very, very overall arcing view, touching on the key things that people are looking out for. At the same time, it also enables you to show your talents as a content creator, what sets you apart, your editing skills, your analytical skills, whatever not. Very, very effective gaining audience, and it's a very strong weapon, especially in the early game where you're trying to gain a good market share. The second type of use for this one is maintaining a target audience. So, for example, an example of this content creator here uses a community tier list to maintain a good amount of audience viewing his channel, and then he continues on with his own other content as well to keep the audience engaged. Community tier lists are really excellent because they bypass a bit of the hate that normal tier list has by putting the responsibility instead on the community for deciding the tier list, and the creator then shares his or her opinions. So you get much less hate directed as you as a content creator, but instead you are able to develop a community. So it's a bit of both. You hedge your risk and yet you get the upside as much as you can. Experienced content creators don't just put out content for no reason, and you can actually analyze a lot of their thought process, which we will do on this channel as well, to help you share with you insights of how big guys do it, so you guys can follow in their footsteps and become big yourself too one day, especially if you have like a lot of charisma or anything. Next up, of course, is other than maintaining an audience, which let's say you don't really need the initial outreach anymore, you already have an audience and you're trying to maintain it to get more people engaged so that they remember, oh, this guy creates content for this game. I remember why I like him so much. I haven't watched him in a while, but let's keep watching him. So 2 reasons already. The third reason is sharing thoughts and referencing other sources. This is also another way of reducing hate very well, because you are using other sources, for example, like websites, you're using, like, for example, a Chinese tier list as well, so translating it and then sharing thoughts about it. This is not like your thoughts, so you don't get the hate that is directed at you. People think it's your opinions are bad. Instead, you are sharing someone else's content, but at the same time, you're adding your inputs in as well. This is a really nice way of reducing the amount of hate that you get. At the same time, you can stand out because you share your thoughts, you share your competitive advantages. For example, this content creator here is able to translate Chinese into English and stands out significantly, and it forms part of this creator's toolkits as well. That is something that creators use, experienced content creators use, to make tier lists and how they use it to their advantage. Of course, it wouldn't be nice and complete if I didn't teach you exactly how to create a good tier list. Some of you might realize you put out a tier list, you actually create something, you slap it out, but no one really cares about it, no one watches it, and you only have like 10 views, at most 100 views. It might be a lot already, especially if you're like 1 sub, 2 sub, but let me help you improve that numbers by sharing with you some important tips. First of all, you need to ask yourself, what do people care about in the game, the genre that you're trying to play, and what exactly can you do to help them? You have things like, for example, if you're playing Valorant, which is a first-person shooter competitive game, Mobile Legends, which is a MOBA competitive game again, people want to know what's the strongest character so that they can destroy their enemies at a faster period of time. If you are playing these kind of games, you know exactly what players are searching for. So you should make those content that is geared directly towards those content creators. If you're in a new game, ask yourself, what are things that you care about? What are the things that matter to you about the game? In a competitive game, maybe it's which is the strongest hero in the patch, but in a gacha game, it's probably which are the characters that maybe are the best resource efficiency, which are the meta, which can clear faster and stuff. It doesn't really stray too far from the mark, and most games, as you play more games and you do more of these tier lists, you kind of realize that it's more or less the same things just repeated over and over again in the different genres. So it becomes a lot easier, especially once you get started as well. The next thing that I want to talk about is understanding your strengths. Knowing what audience cares about is good, but you also need to understand your strengths. These guys here, when I search them up, they are recommended first. They likely already have a lot of experience. They already have an established audience. So don't expect to rank in the top few when you first start off, because no way you're going to fighting with these guys who have billions, I exaggerate, but way more views in the past. But at the same time, they might even have a team of editors and people that help them write their script or whatever not working for them as well. They already have an established audience. So if you are a new content creator without any audience, you need to find your audience first. So taper your expectations down. You are trying to look for people that care about your content, and then you will slowly grow your audience, grow up as a channel. Don't compare I only got 1K views versus this content creator got 100K views. Why is he getting way more than me? Don't think of it that way, because experienced CCs, content creators, all they just need to do, because they already know who their audience is, they know what their audience likes, they just need to keep up the same content and just add more quality along the way, which helps them improve their outreach to more people as well. That is a key thing. The next thing, now that we talked about knowing your strengths, know thy enemy, know thyself, know whatever, the next thing you need to understand is what is a solid understanding of whatever you're making. Do you have a solid understanding? Are you perhaps a beta tester? Maybe you played the game before everyone else. In this case, it's a solid reason for you to actually start doing a tier list, to actually start creating market share, because you have advantageous information that I would want to know about. And I would be bothered to at least give you a chance, even though I have never seen your name before as a random person on the internet. The next step, of course, is perhaps you played the earlier game version, like GTA 5, maybe GTA 4, you played GTA 1, so you can create content for Grand Theft Auto in 4 and 5. If you played Civilization 5, you might have some knowledge of how the game works already for Civilization 7. You can tap on those knowledges to help you get ahead of other people who maybe are still trying to figure things out a little bit slower than you. So understand your competitive advantages, know your strengths. Are you a person with more superior knowledge? Perhaps you have some kind of ability to outperform in other ways. Those are some things that I will consider. And of course, the fourth thing is, do you offer something to the table? This is the biggest one, probably why any of you who have played, maybe you're playing gacha games now and you're already super experienced and you're super pro at it, but everyone is also, maybe it's 2 years into the game. If you offer nothing to the table, if everyone has already formed an opinion, the truth is, you and I both know it, we won't care for another random person's opinions too much. Even if we do, we are just being more polite than not, or perhaps we are also wanting to be a bit more critical than otherwise should. If no one knows anything yet, they will generally seek out opinions, and that is what we are looking for as a content creator if we want to grow our space. So these 4 things are very important altogether to create a good tier list. In terms of administration, logistics-wise, I'll share with you on a future date. I have so much more that I want to teach you as well, from 5 years plus of content creation in the gacha game space and other YouTube spaces as well. The next thing, of course, that I want to talk about, number 5, is a huge tip, is niche down if needed. This is an example of when one of our channels was super small, 5K subs. If you can't fight on a massive scale, like comparing characters, go in a little bit more niche. Maybe you are not looking at characters, maybe you're looking at weapons, maybe you're looking at gear, relics, items that characters equip to make them stronger. Anything with complexity, anything that shows your ability, niching down will help you create an audience as well, help you grow your space. This is a solid example of, theoretically speaking, a very, very crowded space in a Genshin Impact market, which is very large. Niching down does help you create your first audience. That will be a next thing to consider. But at this point, of course, if you're finding value in this video so far, do give us a like. Subscribe for more such future YouTube tips that I want to share with you as well. For any of you growing YouTubers out there, I hope you found this video insightful, my analytics helping you as well, and hoping that you will find more value in this channel in future. Check out these 2 other videos, which I think you might like as well, and see you guys in the next video.